Hello everyone, I'm Nini FC and welcome to the first match review so far. Yes, we did beat Perth Glory 1-0 and it was a very interesting game, you guys. I got a few talking points to make. I'm going to be talking about a few of the players' individual performances, guys like Jorginho, Callum Hudson-Odoi and Cesc Fabregas. I'm going to be giving you guys some of the things I noticed in terms of how we're playing differently under Sarri compared to Conte as well, plus a few observations as well. But you guys, before I get straight into things, you know the deal. Smash that like button, help me get more than 500 likes for the first match review, and press the bell notification button as well to stay tuned to all things Blue Line TV. But you guys, quickly, as a disclaimer, please, let's not forget it's the first game of pre-season. So that means that no one should be too critical of any of the players. Don't make any statements or have any opinions that are very solid just yet, because things can change very easily. And let's remember, these guys aren't fully fit just yet. For me, this was more of like a more intensive workout in a way where they can regain some of that match fitness. But I'm going to be starting with some of the tactical observations I made during this game. And for the second part of this review, I'll give some thoughts and opinions on some of the players. But starting with the tactics, and the first thing I noticed was just how aggressive the pressing was. Now, under someone like Mourinho and Conte, a lot of times this team would revert back to shape, keep their positions and hold them. They weren't very proactive when it came to closing opposition teams down in their own half. Yeah, at times, at moments that would happen, but it wasn't a continuous thing. Now, with Sarri, immediately we could see the pressing happening. Now, the front four, and I'm saying the front four because the guy that plays in the hamster role, the left side of the midfield, needs to join the attackers to help press and close down. That's their job to do that. And we were constantly forcing Perth Glory to play the long pass, to play the long goal kick as well. And it was just giving us easy turnovers in possession. You know, as you guys can see, 71% of the ball we had today. And, you know, we're not really... I can't remember the last time we got past 65% possession in any type of game. You know, it doesn't happen with the type of passing we were seeing on show today. So that was the most impressive thing. You know, we kept good possession of the ball. Yeah, there were a few times in the final third where their moves were getting broken down a bit. But I think when, you know, key players arrive, when players understand the system more and feel more confident in the system, you know, we forget that they're humans. They need to feel that confidence where it's like, okay, I know what run to make because I know my teammate's going to farm me with this or that. I know where to feel comfortable shooting from, etc, etc. You know, the players need time for this. But yeah, as I was saying, the aggressive pressing was good to see because this is how we were able to keep the ball and really turn over possession quite a lot. And when we weren't able to press high, let's say the pressing didn't work, we would revert back to a 4-5-1 shape, which made a lot of sense. We can pack the midfield. And then what I was noticing, but again, I'm going to be watching this game more to really analyze everything from this game. I noticed that it was normally the guy playing in midfield that would start the pressing and obviously start closing down the opposition. Another observation I made was just how quick the passing was. Now, there was a lot of two-touch football in this game today. It was very easy playing out from the back. Now, of course, Perth Glory weren't really pressing us very high, so it was quite easy from that aspect, but we were really keeping the ball well in the central areas of midfield and really circulating the play. For example, you know, switching the ball effortlessly from the right to the left-hand side. And I'm always stressing this, you guys. You see the top teams playing this type of football. It's about creating those openings and creating those spaces for players to attack into. And this is where it's essential to have those overlapping late runs by the fullbacks, which we were seeing throughout this game today. So that was a very important thing to see. And once that happened, that allows the guys out wide to tuck more infield and play towards the goal and play closer to the goal. But one thing we could notice was the majority of the play was coming more down the left-hand side. Now, that is a staple of a Sarri system. Again, I'm gonna keep my observations for this for future videos because I'm not too sure whether that's down to having better players playing on the left-hand side or if that's a tactical thing. So when the full squad's here, that's when I can really, you know, analyze things on a much more deeper scale. But it was just good to see how the team were breaking down Perth Glory. Now, he created quite a lot of chances, which was very good to see. We weren't clinical enough, but that, you know, that's down to pre-season. The players not playing enough together or getting that match fitness. But when we attack, that was very interesting to see because the fullbacks do push very high. And at times it was kind of like playing with a back to with, you know, Cesc or Jorginho playing a bit deeper, playing a bit closer to them. And, you know, this was why we were able to keep the ball so well in the opposition half. We had the numbers there, we had the passing options there, and they were very close to each other, meaning that, you know, you didn't have to force like 50-yard passes to find someone. Everyone was very close. Everyone kept their positions very well in terms of helping us keep the ball as well. And that's a very exciting thing to see, and I'm looking forward to seeing much more of this. But you guys, talking about some of the players from this game today, got to talk about Jorginho. Yes, the first time we saw him play today, the midfield released to that metronome in midfield, and the passing stats going all over social media. You know, out of 101 touches of the ball, he played 98 passes in 45 minutes. And, you know, it's not just down to him and his accuracy with his passing, it comes down to how we use the ball as a team and just how quickly you need to play with the ball for someone to accumulate and amass so many passes in such a short period of time. You know, if this guy played the full game, there's a possibility he could have possibly broken more than 200 passes in a game. But another nice thing to see about Jorginho was just how confident he was. He was demanding the ball, he was telling people where to run, he was really dictating proceedings, and I stress this word a lot, dictating. You know, guys like Cesc, Kroos, Modric, players of that similar ilk, it's about controlling the game. You need to be confident, you need to be a master on the ball. You're basically telling the team what to do. It's basically like acting as a quarterback for the team. And it's nice to see that Jorginho just seamlessly slotted into that role. Got to talk about Callum Hudson-Odoi as well. And with Callum, very impressive performance. You know, it's that type of performance that's letting the manager know, yo, I can rely on you if I need you. I mean, this guy is pretty complete for his age as well. You know, he's got a goal threat. That assist he made as well, that nice piece of skill, the close control, the running ability on top of that. It was nice when he was staying out wide, hugging the touchline and cutting inside as well. And please, if you're sorry, I'm praying, Uncle Sorry, Hudson-Odoi has to be on your plans for backup. You know, we have a lot of games coming this season with the Europa League, plus Premier League games, plus Cup games on top of that. And I think Hudson-Odoi's show that, yes, I'm good enough to play with these guys, and I think I can deserve more game time. Got to talk about Cesc Fabregas now. During the second half, Jorginho was taken off, and Fabregas moved back into that regista role in midfield. And you guys, as I keep stressing, of course, he seamlessly just fit into that role. Again, as I keep stressing, when we critique players, we have to forget about judging them on their physicality and pace. You know, you don't really need pace for this role. You don't need pace at all. So that's one thing no one should be caring about. I don't understand what pace means for most people because I keep seeing pace, and I'm not really understanding the context in terms of why Cesc is lacking in pace, because it's not needed in the game. But again, if you're sorry, you've got a great backup player to Jorginho, someone that understands the league, can fit in seamlessly. His passing and his distribution was very good as well. This is his natural game to play this type of role. What he was doing at Arsenal as well. This is what Cesc's about. You guys remember that season of Mourinho when we won the league for the his second spell? That first half of the season, Cesc was playing more than 100 passes a game and really dictating things. Remember that game against West Brom, and I think he got the record amount of passes in a Premier League game at the time. So again, Sarri has fantastic options available. I want to talk about two more guys. Morata. Now with Morata, I don't care about his finishing today. The thing I noticed the most was just how differently he was used, and I stressed that. He was used differently. Under Conte, it was about him dropping deeper to be the outlet. It was about him using his physicality. It was about him backing into opposition players, winning a lot of aerial balls as well. And with Sarri, we didn't see that. A lot of times, everything was played to the feet of Morata. And I think Morata does have good technique. You know, his first touch is very good. His link-up play is pretty decent as well. But I think it's his movement. And I think this is why I haven't given up on Morata just yet. Because I think playing towards his strengths, where it's about Morata getting on the end of things, running towards the goal and playing towards the goal instead of away from the goal. And I think naturally, as Morata gets more chances created for him, because it's going to happen in the system, he's naturally going to get more confident from that. And I think this guy still has a future if Sarri wants him. And of course, the last guy I need to talk about is Emerson. Now, he replaced Alonso, and for me, I thought that Emerson had a much better performance, even though I'm not really judging them. But in terms of being more proactive and the quality, I was seeing that a lot from Emerson. And you know, he grew into the game, but he grew in very quickly in the game. You know, you could see him attacking the spaces, running past the man, beating a man if he needed to. You can notice his pace as well On top of things, his delivery in the box was good too, and the link-up play, he understood when to make those right runs, and it was almost as if he was playing for Roma that season he smacks it in Serie A. I think he's naturally going to fit into things very seamlessly. I think he kind of understands what he needs to do, and he looked very cohesive as the game was going on in the second half. But anyway, you guys, as I keep stressing, it's only pre-season, so these guys need to get their match fitness back. That's going to take a while, so no one should be too critical, or they shouldn't have too much, final thoughts on players just yet, because a lot of things will be changing. I think one area of improvement will be the back line. I think that, of course, let's be serious, it's not our first number one back line. They haven't really played any games together, so it's going to take those guys time to get used to things as well. So I'm not going to be too critical of what I'm seeing in terms of the defense, because it's not the first choice one. It won't be, and it's going to take a lot more time for them guys to really understand how to play that offside role perfectly, because there were a lot of times when, a few times Perth Glory players were getting counter-attacking chances out wide in the wing areas, and I kind of feel that we don't necessarily need our fullbacks to constantly make a 50-yard run to get that. So I think naturally, as they understand the system more, and as the first team guys come back, that'll be an area that's greatly improved. But anyway, you guys, that's going to end today's match review. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I want to hear your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. How did you feel about this game? What were your thoughts and opinions? It's going to be really interesting to see. I'm excited. It's the start of Sarriball, and it's the start of better things to come. You guys, I'm Nini FC. This is Blue Line CV. Signing out.